Good day. Today we're going to discuss Chapter 10, Creating Your Own JavaScript Word Game. And yeah, just going to go through the code in order to create the word game, and also how the word game works, essentially. So, yeah. So this is the JavaScript code creating the word game, as well as the HTML over here. And we can discuss first like how the word game works, basically. So basically the user, so whoever's on this page will fill in the blanks over here. So all these blanks, and based off what they should fill in, right? So adjective here, you fill in an adjective. The verb, you fill in a verb. Color, you fill in a color, and all of that. So then the web page presents multiple options and fields, right? Where you can input these different things. And then there's like when the user clicks replace it over here, right? What happens is, like, JavaScript will basically collect these words that you input. So JavaScript will collect all these words that you input, right? And it inserts them into a story. So there's a story here that's already pre-written, right? And this story has these blanks at first, and once you insert all these words, JavaScript collects these words and you click replace, and then the completed story basically is shown over here. You see, so based off these words I put here, it collects all those words and it puts them here. So then it shows here, one funny day Douglas was running in his bedroom reading a book about yellow shoes, and so on and so on. And then it creates a story because of the words that you inputted. So yeah, then just to go through the main keys, the main like fundamentals of this program in order to create the word game. So here we have this variable replace button, right? And the get element by ID, and it accesses the replace button ID, and then it adds an event listener over here. So what happens is, this thing is for the event listener allows you to click allows you to click replace it over here, right? That's what it does, which is why it says here click replace it, right? And that's part of the function. And when it does that, you're able to click, and then all those words are inputted in that pre-written story, let me say. So yeah, and then what this whole function does, essentially what it's for, is like each line, right? Each line in this function basically like retrieves the user's input. It retrieves the user's
Hey,
input.
Tom.
Yes? Sorry,
Just a suggestion. Demo this in your debugger on Chrome.
okay, yes. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let me show on the debugger.
It'll make your life much easier and easier to explain as well.
Yeah. So let me take one example over here, right? So let's say color, right? So this variable color, and on the debugger, we have here color, basically. And essentially what happens is there's color here, okay? And the value allows you to input the specific color that you want to choose. So here we put yellow, right? And after that happens, it's basically stored here within this variable, the story, right? In this line of code, it's basically stored here by color. This basically is the sentence reading a book about yellow, and then whatever noun that you inputted as well. So here you have color that you inputted, and then a noun as well that you inputted as well, and it's shown over here. And then the final result is presented in the word game itself. So yeah, that's basically how the words are basically inputted and collected with JavaScript. And then yeah, I think that's basically how it works. I don't know if there's much more to cover.
Yeah,
but
that's how it works.
yeah. So it does just what I explained. It does that with every single line of code, right? So, for instance, exclamation, right? As you can see here, there's a variable exclamation, and once I input this exclamation over here, right, it collects it because of this property and value, and then it stores it over here. Once it stores it over here in this variable, then it's able to present it in the final let me say display over here. As you can see, let's go, he exclaimed as he ran down the stairs to join the crazy party. So yeah, that's how it works with every single line of code in the function, and then it stores it here in this variable. And then this last line of code also presents, I believe it presents the whole, how do I say, the final look of it. Am I correct?
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically an explanation of how the game works, and also the code that you write to make the game. So yeah. Anything you want to add? Any last thoughts?
No, you covered it all pretty well.
Okay.
Unless you want to, did you mention that let is basically like variable?
Oh yes. Yeah, let. Oh yes, we discussed that as well. How let is a variable, but then it can only be used within a function. Am I correct? Yeah. So it can only be used within a function.
I think so.
I believe so. Or you can't access it when it's in a function. You can't access it from outside, I believe. So yeah, let is also a variable that you use. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it, hey? Can't think of anything else.
No, you got it all.
Yeah. Cool.